Hey Reddit, here's today's story. My fiancée humiliated me in front of her friends, and at the time, I pretended it didn't matter. She smirked and said, "Oh, he just sits in some sad little cubicle all day." Everyone laughed. I laughed too. But that moment changed everything. This morning, she showed up at my office ready to apologize, only to discover I'd been promoted and relocated across the country without her. Looking back, I should have walked away that very night. The second Nia decided to turn me into a joke in front of her friends, I should have recognized it for what it truly was. Not an awkward comment. Not humor that missed the mark. It was a glimpse behind the curtain, a moment where the mask slipped and her real feelings surfaced before she could stop them. She didn't respect me. Not as a man. Not as a partner. And certainly not as someone she was proud to stand beside. But I didn't leave. Not immediately. Instead, I smiled. I played along. I let her believe her words hadn't affected me at all, like they bounced right off. I let her think I was weak. Because people like Nia don't learn through calm conversations. They only learn when the lesson costs them something. And I was about to teach her the hardest lesson she'd ever face. The evening itself started out harmless enough. Nia had invited me to a dinner party at her friend Jessica's apartment. It was one of those upper-middle-class gatherings where everyone competed quietly, who had the better job, the better lifestyle, the better future lined up. I never enjoyed these events, but I went because Nia wanted me there. Or at least, I thought she did. At first, everything felt normal. Wine was poured. Laughter echoed through the room. Couples exchanged polite bragging about promotions and career moves. Somewhere between the second bottle of wine and Jessica's endless rant about her awful trip to Dubai, someone casually asked Nia, "So, what does Michael do again?" I didn't even look up. I expected the usual vague but respectful answer. He's in finance. He works corporate. Something neutral that at least acknowledged I had built a respectable career. But that's not what she said. She smirked, swirled her wine, and let out a soft, dismissive laugh. "Oh, Michael," she said. "He just pushes papers in a tiny cubicle all day." The room burst into laughter. Jessica gasped dramatically. "So what, like a corporate assistant?" she joked. Nia laughed even harder. "Pretty much. He sits there clicking away at spreadsheets while the real decision-makers handle the important stuff." My stomach tightened, not because of the words, but because of how easily they came out of her mouth. The smug tone. The way her friends fed off it. Like my career, my effort, my years of work were nothing more than entertainment. She was mocking me openly, without hesitation. It was instinctive. Natural. As if this was how she'd always seen me. I could have called her out. I could have embarrassed her the way she embarrassed me. But I didn't. I forced a laugh, took a sip of my drink, and leaned back. "Yeah," I said calmly. "Just a boring cubicle job." Nia glanced at me, something flickering in her eyes. Satisfaction. Triumph. Whatever it was, it made my skin crawl. I kept smiling, because I already knew she'd just made the biggest mistake of her life. And soon enough, she'd understand exactly why. Her laughter stuck with me long after that night ended. Not the insult itself, but the delivery. The way her voice dipped into mockery. The curl of her lips when she reduced my career to nothing. It felt like I wasn't even a person to her anymore, just a placeholder. A safe option until something better appeared. That's when the realization hit me. Nia wasn't with me because she loved me. She was with me because I was convenient. Stable. Reliable. The kind of man who paid for nice dinners, planned sensible vacations, handled emergencies. I was security, until an upgrade came along. So I decided to leave. Not dramatically. Not angrily. But in a way she'd never forget. I didn't confront her that night. I didn't argue. Instead, I did the opposite of what she expected. I acted completely normal. If anything. Was Kinder. I kissed her goodnight. Asked about her day. Cooked dinner. I even took her to an expensive restaurant the following weekend. The last thing I wanted was for her to see it coming. What Nia didn't know, what she never bothered to ask, was that my job was about to change completely. For 6 months, my company had been undergoing a major restructuring. I'd been working closely with upper management. That pathetic cubicle job was about to turn into a senior leadership role with a massive pay increase. And the best part? The position was on the other side of the country. I'd known for weeks I was the top candidate. My boss had practically said, "It's yours if you want it." But I didn't tell Nia, because I knew the moment she realized I was becoming the man she always claimed to want, successful, powerful, well-paid, she'd suddenly find her respect again. She'd tighten her grip, and I refused to let that happen. So I stayed quiet, and I let her dig her own grave. Nia thought she was clever. She thought she could keep me on standby while testing other options. A few weeks after the dinner party, I noticed the shift. She texted constantly, just not to me. She stayed late at work with nothing to show for it. And then she started mentioning Liam. Liam was her coworker. Younger. In sales. Flashy. "Liam's really funny," she said once. Then, "Liam just bought a new car. Fully loaded." Then, "You should take notes from Liam. He's ambitious." I almost laughed. She thought she was being subtle. She thought she had time. She had no idea I'd already decided. I was done. And soon, she'd wake up and realize I was already gone. Once my promotion was official, I quietly set everything in motion. I didn't pack up and disappear overnight. That would have been too simple. Instead, I made sure she had no clue until it was irreversible. I removed her from my finances. No more automatic rent payments. No more utilities. I cancelled our shared subscriptions. Spotify gone. Netflix cut. I informed the landlord I was ending the lease. I stopped talking about the future.
No vacations.
No engagement plans. Most importantly, I pulled away emotionally, just enough to unsettle her, not enough to raise suspicion. I let her believe I was still her safety net. That way, when I vanished, it would hurt that much more. A week before I left, Nia was completely comfortable. She'd stopped hiding anything. I overheard her laughing on the phone with Jessica, saying, "Michael's sweet, but let's be honest, he's not going anywhere." She believed she had me locked in. But when you bet on the wrong horse, you lose everything. That morning, she woke up with no idea her world had already collapsed. She scrolled through her phone, relaxed, confident. Somewhere in her mind, she still thought she had options. Keep Michael around. See where things go with Liam. She didn't know she was already out of moves. The first sign was small. Her Uber payment declined. She shrugged it off. Used her own card. No big deal. But that wasn't a glitch. It was the first crack. Later that day, she decided to stop by my office. Not because she missed me. Not because she felt guilty. She just wanted to check that I was still there. She walked in confidently. Straight past reception. Then she saw it. My desk was gone. Empty. Cleared out. Replaced. When she asked a coworker where I was, the answer shattered her. He got promoted. Transferred. He's already gone. She froze. Panic set in. She called. Texted. Nothing. Then my message came through. "Don't worry, Mia. I found a better opportunity. You understand, right?" She knew exactly what that meant. I didn't just leave her. I erased her. And while she was spiraling, I was already gone, moving forward without her.